Well, we are.
Are we
Maybe.
live?
We are live.
Let's find us.
Live, pal. It's daggone live. Hold on.
Whatever. Refresh. All that good stuff.
Trash. This is the downside of not having a tape show.
That's right.
It's live, pal.
Yeah.
Dadgummit, it is live.
I remember that fail video from a long time back. Like, oh shoot, can we reshoot? We're live, pal.
We're live, pal.
All right. Our angle's a little.
Yep, we're live now, Ray, and welcome everybody. If you're watching us live, or if you're, have to check us out a little bit later. Welcome to the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I'm the Athletic Geek, joined once again this week joined by, I guess I should say, Jedi Jason Kruger. And he's fixing the camera because we're live, pal.
Head off here. We'll get this eventually.
We'll get this. The last week when I tried just to record it like selfie style, see you. Last week when I tried recording selfie style, like for the people, because a lot of people watch it after the fact, like it was all in reverse order, and I thought that looked aesthetically pretty shit. So we're experimenting right now, but
yes, it's live.
Yep.
Believe it.
It's live. We're live, pal. We're live, Eric. This is the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. Jedi and myself have been watching wrestling together for damn near 15 years. Or 15 years exactly. He's still fixing. We're good. We're good. It's good to go. We're working on it. We're a work in progress. Because we're just two marks. We're not in the wrestling business. We love talking about wrestling. We enjoy sharing wrestling with fine folks like Raybo and Eric who are joining us right now. Hey to you guys. And anybody else who might be watching this video. But we're not insiders. Our opinions doesn't hold any more weight than anybody else's because at the end of the day, we're not in the wrestling business. Jedi and myself, we're just two marks, and we try to avoid insider terms because we're not in the business. We don't really have the right to use such terms, and
True. It's like the time when one's got the bright idea to dress up in our backyard gear, going to a actual professional show and accidentally stole some thunder for the wrestlers, and then felt awful and determined that was a really dumb idea that I will never do again.
Yeah, felt really bad.
Yes, I believe you tried to tell us, but
it's not a good idea,
just learn the hard way on things.
Yes, indeed. So we've had quite the interesting week, at least in the terms of WWE. And by interesting, I mean all the shows were really not that good. With the exception of some good matches like, Ray and Shinsuke.
Mm-hmm. The Usos got to win.
The Usos.
For tag teams. Sometimes you can't just pair two epic single stars and just win against the train tag team.
Well, we'll get to that. But for the 1000th episode of Smackdown, we'll get to that. So we'll start off with
We try to do things in order.
Yeah, Yeah. But there might be some craziness. It's live. Anything can happen when you're live. See? You want to see something that can happen when you're live? Mr. Perfect just fell over.
The perfect man.
But now he's perfect and he got back up.
Oh,
all right. Raw. So, what'd you think of Raw?
What did I think of Raw? It's all right. I mean, it's Raw.
It's Raw, which, it's usually a chore to get through. At least it has been for the last...
It was enjoyable to watch Rhonda Rousey spar verbally with the Bellas.
Yeah, that's
say what the whole internet is thinking, essentially.
I know some other, peers in this community really didn't like that segment. I really enjoyed it a lot.
It's what wrestling does. You use real life thoughts and whisperings and you spin it into a story.
And it's not like, you can maybe say, Brie shouldn't have been left in there, but Nikki is a villainess. She deserved it.
Right.
That's kind of the problem is everybody.
Brie's with her sister, so she.
A lot of people are getting angry about this, but
besides the internet's angry at Brie right now too.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah. So we got some comments. Geek slightly off center. I'm fine.
Oh, you're pretty close to the center.
I don't know. That depends. Austin Aries.
I don't know what to think about that.
Well, we'll get to Austin Aries in a little bit. Didn't see Tessa Blanchard's match, but I definitely see that I'm a big Tessa Blanchard fan.
75 minutes. Wow.
But
dang.
We'll definitely get to that. Put a link to where I can see that if in the comment section below if there's a way of doing that. So I actually enjoy it because like Nikki's a villainess. She you need that kind of verbal sparring. It's not like she's a heroine like kind of getting unfairly put down like in a cheap shot. She's somebody who needs kind of knocked down a peg.
Right.
That's just the role, and I know a lot of people, for whatever reason that we're not going to get into because it's just not that kind of show for us, felt that was offensive. But granted, I'm not a female, so your methods for finding it offensive, may be lost on somebody like me. But I don't get why everybody was like, why. It wasn't everybody. There was a couple commentators and a couple comments I saw like on the internet that were so butthurt about that. And maybe butthurt's a little too strong. That we're offended by that. And I'm like, why?
You could debate whether, objectively looking at it, that's an opinion. And you could debate whether it's right or not, correct. But, crap talk is crap talk. It's what you do when you're getting into a feud. Especially when you were attacked, when you weren't expecting it. You start talking crap to the person. Or beat them up, but it's not time for the pay-per-view yet. So.
Yeah. So, there's pretty much that. Finn Balor, Bobby Lashley look like they're getting ready to start a storyline, which...
I'm hopeful.
I am too.
Finn's great.
Finn deserves better than all this. We got some more.
No, that's the same thing. I just double-checked a second ago.
Okay.
But, Finn, has always been...
We're not good enough to have new stuff. It's the same stuff.
Finn always can hold his own with anybody, and he's always a good guy that it's easy to cheer for. And I kind of still like Lashley in his new roles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Villain.
It's better than being a piece of cardboard that just kind of exists.
It says can't post web links. All right, Eric, if you could do me a favor, just wait till after the show's done. If you can just post it after the episode's just been uploaded as an old video. We'll check out that match for you.
Keep an eye out.
Yeah, definitely, because Tessa Blanchard's awesome. I'm really enjoying this. I am of the opinion, and I get that this part of this is just the fanboy in me coming out. I'm of the opinion that Finn Balor needs to be the face of Raw. Finn or Seth or Braun need to be the top hero on Raw.
Well, if Seth wasn't busy helping a certain someone,
if Seth wasn't busy playing, Jason Todd to fucking what they think is Batman, but
What does that make Dean Ambrose?
Actually, Dean Ambrose would probably be. No, Dean Ambrose would be Damian Wayne.
Ah.
Even though, I don't know if, really don't think, Dean Ambrose is Roman Reigns' son. I don't know. I kind of ran into that.
Roman Reigns is Bill Goldberg's son.
Yeah, we saw that
Everybody
in the
knows
cartoon.
what I'm referencing.
Yeah. But it's just I ain't gonna waste 30 minutes fucking ranting about Roman Reigns. Yeah, sure. Go. There's plenty of better if you go back and watch the
wasn't even on the show long enough to justify talking about him for 30 minutes. So.
Yeah, I'm just very angry about Roman Reigns. Because I'm just fucking over it. I'm over it, but it's it ain't changing, so it's what the fuck am I gonna do?
Attention to the rest of it, what little there is.
Yeah.
Since they somehow seem to take.
But on the flip side, that WWE has succeeded in one thing last years. Hey, it's not this. Irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it ain't these top two segments. Well, the rest of the shit's just shit. Don't worry about it. Hey, as good as this Finn Balor and Bobby Lashley storyline might be, in comparison to whatever Roman Reigns is doing, it's kind of crap.
Nothing. I was just checking. Out of nowhere, Apollo Crews exists again. Not sure why, but that happened. So.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now back a few months ago, I was all aboard the yes. Seth Rollins, Intercontinental Champion, fucking raise that belt, man.
Okay.
Fucking keep running with that title. And I was very, very heavily in support of, so like, if it's gonna be on, if the world title or the Universal title is gonna be on a guy like Lesnar or Roman, then definitely keep Seth, making the Intercontinental belt mean more.
I would agree if that's what he was doing.
But he's not doing that. Nope. He's just playing, look at me, I'm with my buddy, the big dog. I'm with the big dog. And I hate to make fun of Seth because I fucking love him, but...
I agree. If he's going to waste time with that, they need to, Kind of the same with the tag belts right now. I mean, no offense to...
I don't mind them being kind of elevated, at least being like in somewhat of a main program, but
that's
still
fair, I suppose. But they're so third fiddle at this point.
Yeah,
everything.
I'm half and half with it. But are we honestly surprised that the WWE is making the tag team titles mean nothing? It's part of the reason why I'm all the people talk about. Well, if the Bucks go to the WWE, it's going to be so awesome. It's like, no, they're not. They're going to be in an irrelevant division to the WWE.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
But it wasn't. It didn't look like it was going to be at the beginning of Seth Rollins' reign.
Rollins was starting off strong before they decided they needed to prop up Roman with him. I mean, he was doing great, and they cut the legs right out from under him because they needed him for other things. Miz, thankfully, was just allowed to do his thing, and it worked. But I do agree. I mean, nobody's really touched what he's done with it so far because they haven't been allowed to. But So anyway, Rousey, that was good.
That was good stuff. Lashley was good. Braun Strowman's a hero again. And I hate to I hate to be the guy throwing out like conspiracy theories. Mm-hmm. But it's just it really seemed like to me it's like we're gonna turn Braun into a villain, cool off his good guy momentum, so that way nobody could go, oh look, he's like. Cool him off so that way it's like, well, nobody's, outshining Roman.
Yeah, they'd be at the top, yeah.
Yeah.
With no competition. Snooze fest, I mean. Yeah.
I mean, the elite on NXT is going to be probably some phenomenal shit, but like when they go to the main roster... It's going to be a crapshoot,
For NXT does tag teams.
For every AJ that, gets used well, right after being on in New Japan or from NXT, you have some Asukas, some Bobby Roodes.
Shinsuke Nakamura up until the villain turn.
And some Shinsuke's. At least he was doing stuff, I'll give him that. Yeah. But still not to his potential. You've got you got the Revival. You got Sanity. I mean, and I might have just made myself sad. But
anyway, we digress.
Can I actually kind of break the format a little bit right now? Is there anything else?
We're live.
Oh God!
Break the format.
Anything else? Well, first, anything else from Raw you'd like to talk about? Anything really of relevant? Don't forget the segment with Trish. Lita had a segment with Alexa Bliss and Mickie James.
To remind you that that's happening.
Yeah, not really any of their best work.
Somebody was freaking out saying there weren't many matches on the Evolution card, one of our peers on YouTube that I watch, and I was like, there's like 6, including the Battle Royal. That's enough for a 3-hour show if you do it right.
If you do it right.
I mean, and we're going to have 50 women on it, well, with cameos and like a 30-person Battle Royal or whatever. I mean, you got 50. They met their quota. So, I mean...
But speaking of Asuka is better than a Battle Royal.
Because you're going to have all 3 women's championships defended. You're going to have the final of the Mae Young Classic.
A Battle Royal.
You're going to have this tag match and then Battle Royal. So that's 6 right there. I mean, give them decent time. And apparently Battle Royals can be done really well if you watch it all in. So,
yes.
I mean, let's not hold our breath on that.
I was there, yes. So. But we're going to break the format slightly because... I forgot to bring my lovely StarCast cup full of water in here.
Gasp!
Yeah, I know. I'm parched. So, Jedi's gonna fly solo now and give his thoughts on the Mae Young Classic, Triple H versus Batista. We'll get to that. The Smackdown thoughts. We'll definitely.
We're coming to it.
We're coming to it. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. But I'm gonna grab me some water. And listen to this guy talk about the Mae Young Classic. So don't go.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Come back. Promise.
All right. He just don't want to hear the spoilers. No. All right. So, Mae Young Classic, quick run through because this won't take long. Lacey Lane versus. Really, thank you for that Google Play. I'm trying to look at the thing because I'm old and I can't remember things. Lacey Lane versus Meiko Satomura. Lacey Lane has gone further in the tournament than I figured she would, being essentially a first-year rookie trained by the Dudleys. She held her own fairly well against Satomura. Satomura made her look pretty good, but in the end, I mean, she pretty much did the whole, I'm a veteran, and sorry, honey, you're not going any further than this. So, Satomura won. Io Shirai versus Deonna Purrazzo. Awesome match. Go watch it. I knew it would be. I was not surprised Io Shirai did manage to win, but it was a hard-fought match.
You might have got a nice look at my messy laundry room here at Athletic Geek HQ, but I am back.
My pretty face. It's all good. Tegan Knox, in kind of like the saddest story of the entire tournament, was fighting Rhea Ripley. Like, practically a minute into the match, she went for a dive on the outside and messed up her other knee.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, it was literally, she got back in there after the trainer was checking on her, did a couple more moves, collapsed, screaming in pain, and the referee threw up the X, and the match was called off. Rhea did the whole, well, I guess I win.
There's so much of this Mae Young Classic that feels just so snake bit.
Mm-hmm.
People getting hurt, people getting stamped, no U.S. entry for so many years.
Right.
It's just, I don't want to call it that, but it's what it really feels like.
So that was a real downer, and then Mia Yim and Toni Storm had to follow it. But they did a good job of getting the crowd back into it, and they had a good front match. Honestly, it seemed like it could go either way, but Mia Yim in the first round had chopped the ring post, and since then in every match she's had her hand taped up. Mm-hmm. And basically right when she had the upper hand, Toni grabbed a hold of that hand. That's right. But not for long after Toni grabbed it really hard, and then with the resulting pain, she got taken out before she had a chance to recover. So, anyway, advancing to the semifinals then is going to be Meiko Satomura versus Io Shirai, versus Rhea Ripley, and Mia Yim versus Io Shirai. So
no Deonna, I'm sad now.
No, Deonna put up a really good fight against Io Shirai. I mean, it was good to watch, but she didn't end up making it. So.
But speaking of women at Full Sail University, it is now official. Mia Yim signed and Chelsea Green is signed to the development, along with not a female wrestler, but former Ring of Honor television champion Punishment Martinez. So, they are start at the Performance Center, and that should be pretty cool. And
so that was a quick rundown of the quarterfinals. Semifinals are next week.
And then the finals at Evolution.
The finals at Evolution, so we're rolling right into it. I mean, I pretty well got pegged who's going to be in it now at this point, but we'll see. I could be wrong. I've been surprised a couple times. So.
All right, let's see.
Anyway.
We'll go to SmackDown thoughts now, and it was SmackDown. Let's talk why not. Oh, that's
not her good deed. Yeah, the one without the brace is the one she was favoring. So.
All right, it's SmackDown thoughts, and this is a big deal because this was SmackDown 1000. And other than some appearances, I really thought this would feel bigger than it was.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of failed in delivering, I hope they don't make her. No, they need to just make Chelsea the fucking hot mess like she was. Now, I will fully concede. I recently became really well known with Chelsea Green. All In was my first real exposure to her, and then from there it's I gotta go check out more of her shit.
That's how it happens.
So, yeah, I really hope they just let her kind of do the hot mess like she was in Impact, but. We'll see.
Well, they let Matt Hardy do a thing.
At least in NXT, I think should be fine. And other than with Asuka, and they aren't doing the women exactly as good, exactly the way they were in NXT. But I feel like there's a better chance for them to get featured in a better way than the men. Now, granted, Becky's just now getting to her, but
right.
Charlotte got used well. Sasha got used well. Bailey and Becky, maybe not so much, but... Yeah. And then definitely Asuka. So, I mean, I guess my point I was making is kind of being proven wrong now that I'm actually listing off the facts.
50-50. Kind of like the men.
No, I think the men...
Equal.
The men about 70-30.
That's fair.
You know. Yeah, yeah, I just didn't really feel like this had, like... Smackdown 1000 had, like, the pageantry of, like... A Raw 25.
It couldn't decide if it wanted to be an anniversary show or keep building towards things, and it kind of took a weird middle road
that didn't work.
Didn't really work.
There's some good matches. You know, Shinsuke and Rei was great. Mm-hmm. You know, in this match that has now solidified it that there is nothing but Americans.
Yeah.
In the World Cup.
And then seeing the Usos take on Styles and...
I actually enjoyed the story of that match, you know, because like you kind of alluded to earlier, hey, an established tag team is going to defeat two thrown together guys no matter how good they are because they're not a tag team.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't tagged before. And
the World Cup is a joke. Yeah. We might have
King of the Ring.
King of the Ring, maybe. That's essentially it's King of the Ring. Mm-hmm. You know.
Crown jewel of the ring. I don't know. I tried to. No.
But here's the thing. They could have had a real World Cup. Now, I'll get it. Like, hey, you want Rey to be in it? That's fine. That's cool. Portion.
You get away with that.
Andrade Cien Almas could have been in that tournament. Rusev could have been in it.
Could put Jinder Mahal in it.
Jinder Mahal
representing Canada.
I was gonna say. I think we're gonna say Bobby Roode representing Canada.
I mean, okay, we'll have Jinder represent India. Why not? He did it before.
I'm gonna say Bobby Roode representing Canada. Team Canada days.
Noam Dar representing either Israel or Scotland. Take your pick. That's the weirdest thing.
Maybe not Israel in that. Not in that country.
That's true.
Not in that country.
Well, yes, I know. They have talent from all over the world.
You're preaching to the choir there. Yeah. You're preaching to the choir there.
We can't all be what culture?
No, we don't promote them. Don't promote them.
Hey, now, I'm talking about the wrestling group that they have. The actual world.
But it was one culture then. So
when it was called that. Either way, that promotion did an actual World Cup.
Great job. But I really liked the story of that match. And then finally, they kind of had the whole, like, hey, we don't get along. We're going to be wrestling each other for the most important championship on our brand.
Heck, TNA did a good World Cup.
The World X
team,
Cup?
Yeah. The team thing, yeah.
It's like everybody
I'm stuck on World Cup at the moment here.
But it's like every promotion, even like, WWE did it well, like for the Cruiserweight Classic. They just, this whole thing. I guess if you put like a world...
tournaments... Triple H is good at tournaments.
Triple H is good at tournaments, and I've heard, we don't really deal in rumor and innuendo, to steal another line from that show here, but I heard Bruce Pritchard say that Vince doesn't like tournaments, and I can believe that.
Oh, okay. Your prediction makes me sad.
Yep. But it's accurate, so job well done there.
But Willie went out of nowhere. Sorry.
Show's over now, guys. That's it.
You forgot another cup. I don't know.
What this cup?
So, Batista came in.
Yeah, Batista. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you people. Batista is probably one of my least favorite wrestlers of all time. I love him as Drax the Destroyer.
Yes.
But as a professional wrestler, I'm not a fan. I'm not digging Big Dave. They're teasing a match with, as it was alluded to earlier, Triple H at WrestleMania. Hey, I'm okay with that because then it gives. You don't have the worry of like, okay, are they gonna make a new up and comer lose to Triple H and or Batista?
Right.
On WrestleMania, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got a good reception. I mean, it was.
Have you seen Infinity War?
Yeah, he's great. But I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to WrestleMania. During that match, I'll watch the entrances because they're gonna do some cool entrances, and then that's
big Hollywood.
I think he was just he was good guy Batista in this one.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't. I mean,
but Triple H versus Batista at WrestleMania. Yeah. That will be like, hey, I need a beer. Hey, I need to use the bathroom. Like, just straight up.
Well, at least it's not going to be him versus Randy Orton for the championship in the main event, which was thankfully fixed. But still,
yeah. Yes. So it's like there's nothing. Again, good matches. Watch all the matches, but there wasn't a lot of pageantry.
Maybe not the Miz Rusev match because you blink and you miss it. But
yeah, there wasn't like enough pageantry. Anything like, oh my god, that like Smackdown and stuff. Like other than
Undertaker showed up and said 3 words.
Woo! Woo! Then other than a really really cool WWE made like an old school like Smackdown intro with the current crop of superstars. Other than that, like this was just like any old episode of Smackdown, only with a peppering, with a return of Ray, which was cool, and
with the McMahon Truth TV thing, and then the Evolution thing.
It's just like a regular. It's like you said, like it didn't know whether to be. It didn't know whether to build the new storylines or be its own special thing, and it tried to do both, and
one of the rare few times where maybe they needed 3 hours on SmackDown.
I'm going to borrow a Ron Swanson quote here. They decided to half-ass 2 things instead of whole-ass 1.
McMahon dance break.
Yeah. I do want to point. We forgot this in the Raw thoughts. Kurt Angle and his vacation outfit. Fucking win. That is a win. That was fucking awesome. But yeah, so before I want to make sure that Vacation Kurt, like I will pay money, not a lot of money, but I'll pay money for a Vacation Kurt skin. That didn't save it for me. It was funny, but it's like it still didn't make this thing worth watching. Like I said, they half-assed 2 things instead of whole-assing 1. I would have been happy to kind of just let the storylines take a back seat. For the sake of trying to put some pageantry around it. Mm-hmm. If that was done right. If they did it like shit, I would have been here going, why didn't they build up storylines? Why didn't they build up storylines? But, hey, it's kind of... That's why we're 2 marks.
Well,
So
playing the internet marks. Mm-hmm. It's all good.
We're just 2 of them. Mm-hmm. So, Austin Aries.
Austin Aries, yeah. What was that? So
again, I want to preface this. We're not a show that really. We're not one that always like we're not ones that deal in rumor anyway. We're kind of more so like what do we think of the storylines and what we think of the storylines going on in wrestling and the matches. We're not somebody who takes too much of a peek behind the curtain unless it's just like kind of something really in your face. So this is why, because this was in your face.
Yeah.
Why we'll kind of discuss this on the show.
WCW levels of meta in your face.
Yeah. Was it real? Was it not? We're not going to speculate on that. At least not on this show.
All I've really heard is that he technically isn't under contract anymore, but that means
honestly, I hope it's real because I really want TNA Impact, whatever it is now, whatever it's being called this week, the Huck's Big Swig wrestling promotion. That's an inside joke that maybe 4 people will get who watch this, but there you go. I hope it's real because I'm really tired of them doing this like, he really walked out, you guys. But look, there's Austin Aries. He's coming back to attack somebody. I really want this to... I kind of want it to be real just so I can be like, all right, well, Impact's turning a corner and not relying on these whole, like...
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah.
Real fake.
They have a reputation that they need to get away from.
And
it's a Russo-esque reputation that they really need to get away from.
And he hasn't been there in forever, so the reason that they have not been able to completely shed that is inexcusable, in my opinion.
Because it's hard to shed old habits.
It's hard to shed old habits. Like, hey, the guy who liked it doesn't fucking work here anymore. Don't do it. If you're a fucking...
Pretty easy.
If you own a football team, and you're like, hey, running the triple option doesn't fucking work, we're gonna hire a coach that passes the ball more. Right. We're gonna fire the coach that runs the triple option, and then you just tell people like, okay, you're the coach now. You coach quarterbacks well. They can throw the football. Yeah. All right, we want you to run the triple option. Yep. But I don't care. We're gonna run the triple option. That's impact. All right, we're done with Vince Russo, but we want you to do things like Vince Russo, or Hulk Hogan, or Eric Bischoff, or what the fuck ever. And they're kind of, from what I've seen of Impact, that I don't get to watch the whole thing. I watch YouTube because that's my only means of keeping up with Impact.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if I have the network it's on or not.
I do. Oh yeah, you have. You actually have like TV. I have streaming.
I do.
When you have children, you might need TV.
Yeah, I mean it's mostly Disney Junior, but I might have the children.
But I'm not gonna this isn't the title. You got some.
I've heard it's getting good again.
I've heard
I've heard nothing but positive since Slammiversary on it, essentially. But
it's just not our style in this show to attack character or speculate on personal things unless it's kind of right there in your face.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're the marks. We're talking about the storylines.
Right. No, Austin Aries has a very interesting track record with companies.
I know, and I don't, I'm not gonna be. This is why I don't like throwing accusations and judgments out there.
Oh yeah.
Because Austin Aries is one of the best wrestlers I've ever seen live. Mm-hmm. He just is, but he's just always. Yeah, he just always seems to carry a cloud of just negativity around him when and whether that's in the WWE, in Ring of Honor, at least in the later days of Ring of Honor, not really so much the mid 2000s, but his latter run of Ring of Honor, he didn't get along with Cornette, allegedly.
Well, a lot of people did.
Allegedly didn't go along, but then you look at just what I was kind of getting into, he kind of didn't do well with Ring of Honor, but he didn't get along with Cornette, and it's kind of, the Young Bucks didn't get along with Cornette, Kenny Omega didn't get along with Cornette, this is stuff that they've all said in, interviews. Bad yourself, WWE. Saying maybe attitude problems WWE, but WWE, that's such a weird beast too, on how, and then here with Impact, it's something else going on, it's well, I don't know. I don't know what the inner workings are. It's
right. No
could it be Aries? Absolutely. Could Aries just be kind of a guy with a bad attitude, a kind of a guy who's if it ain't me, you're wrong? Absolutely. I don't want to think that about Aries because I've met Aries a couple times and he was nice and
just he's over it. He could be a commentator.
He's always a good commentator. Oh yeah, that's true. He was a very good commentator in the WWE on 205 Live and whatnot, but then again, my original. But there could always be something that kind of justifies why Aries would act the way he acts. That maybe it's kind of maybe he's. It could come across as being a prima donna when he might be the smartest person in the world. Mm-hmm. I don't want to think he's a douchebag. I want to think he just plays it very well, that maybe it can rub people the wrong way.
Well, at one point in, ECW, Taz's method acting was so good, he had people convinced that he was actually a terrifying person that would tear your head off.
Until Rob Van Dam. Until Rob Van Dam slapped him.
Yeah. Yeah. But, just saying, if you can
it could
put on an aura, you can put on an aura.
Yeah, so, and just... Austin Aries is a guy who should... I know his height would count against him WWE. He should be a guy that should be, at the very least, going for the U.S. or Intercontinental title right now.
I was going to say, Finn Balor's on the main roster.
Yeah. Whether can't say I'm like a huge mark for him. You know, I didn't really enjoy his latter, the second ROH title run, but that's another debate for another day and another type of show. But it's just, I don't want to find out that every wrestling promotion's is shitty, but I'd rather like all these people be shitty people than find out that he's kind of like a prick. I wouldn't like. I really hope it's just good method acting. I really hope he's not. But on the flip side, things like I don't want. It's so confusing because I also don't want TNA, Impact, whatever the fuck it is, to just be like falling into those old traps. The thing that I will admit that sucks about it, whether it's real or fake, is you took away from a world title win for Johnny Mundo. Let's call him Johnny Mundo. I feel like Johnny Impact is way too fucking redundant.
Johnny, I take on the name of whatever promotion I'm working for, apparently.
Except Morrison, unless he was standing in for the Doors. But yeah, that's pretty much. A little behind my New Japan. I did watch the first night of the Junior Tag League. Fortunately, since it's kind of a shorter one, I'm not going to be like giving in-depth analysis like I did with the G1 Climax.
See how quick I went through the Mae Young Classic?
Yeah.
It was good, but I mean,
I will when the World Tag League starts. I will like post updated results and standings daily on the Facebook page. So, New Japan fan, check out my World Tag League.
That's right.
Standings.
Just like that Facebook.
It's like up. Yeah, like that Facebook. There's a lot of crazy stuff there on that Facebook.
Find out some things.
Find out a lot of things. Actually, a shorter week than I really thought of. Didn't really think it was gonna. Anything else?
Wow, I think we knew going in it wasn't.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those. Do you know next week other than the? Did we miss something? Are we not live anymore?
No, I think we are.
Okay, all right. We live? We're live now.
Yeah, we're live.
All right, cool. I
just clicked the wrong button, so I was double checking to make sure we didn't miss addressing anything that was commented on.
Yeah.
So,
well, here for the.
Yeah, we did Batista and Triple H. All right.
So, yeah, that's pretty much everything. Well.
Had a dance break. Oh, the image froze, but we're still live.
Still live. Yeah, we're good now. That's what happens when you do live YouTube. But we're kind of putting a bow on this, unless there's anything else you wanna add. I'm frozen. Anything else y'all want to add?
I don't have much. Anybody else have
anybody in the comments?
Discuss.
Speak now or forever hold your peace until next week. All right. Well.
Going once.
Going twice.
Sold?
That's Jedi Jason Kruger. He doesn't have social media because he's got kids and he ain't got time for that shit.
No, I think we talked enough about Austin.
Yeah. We're just not that type of show to really go deep in the rumors, so. But, you don't have social media, got kids, ain't got time for that shit. Last chancery. JC will appreciate that one. Go follow me on Twitter at athletic_geek89. Go like my Facebook page at facebook.com/athleticgeek. I got some Facebook exclusive stuff. This is where the meat and potatoes of my content is, but yeah, definitely go to the Facebook page. Every Thursday, got my collection comic of the week. You'll have my DCCW TV show reviews. Check it, though. Those will only be on the Facebook page, and then when the World Tag League comes around, you'll have updated standings and results from all nights of the World Tag League. But if you enjoyed this video, enjoyed this live, let us know. Leave us a comment. Please like, share, and subscribe. Once this will eventually be back up, so please share this and other people you think would have enjoyed this, and check out the other videos. I uploaded some comic content and some gaming content, so this is all things geek culture here. So
we be nerds.
We be nerds. We be marks. You know, we're just two of them.
Labels.
It's always good. Labels. Just,
all right. No social media here. I got kids.
Yeah.
Boring.
Yeah.
He told you about his?
Yeah. Jedi Jason Kruger, The Athletic Geek. We're just two marks. We're out. See ya.